what are you talking about? Like, this isn't the time to be calling me with this crap, because, you know, I'm dying right now. I felt like I was a sinking ship and I couldn't save myself, so I would just pull everyone down with me. That was my mindset. Growing up, me and my sister were both married to my other sister. She already had a family of, 6, 7 people. She didn't want to adopt me. She just wanted to adopt my sister. But I had to come along with her. So, I got mistreated by her quite a bit. We were in a super wealthy family. It was a 3-bedroom house with, about 9 kids there. So you can just imagine the dynamic that it was at home. There was fighting over food. There was fighting every other day. When I was going to school, I was always mad and angry. I would get into fights a lot. When I moved to Hamilton, it got worse because I started hanging out with a lot of gangsters. They were making us fight each other, and then we were getting all our friends from school, and we were having like fight nights. If a kid beat me up, I'd come back the next day and try to fight them again. And again, and again, and again, until I won. I was heading down the path of going to jail or even worse. I didn't see that there was another way that you can live your life. A few weeks before I turned 16, we were just living in this garage, just like a bunch of street kids, to be honest. One of my friends, he was on probation, and the probation officer made him go to the gym. He bought me some food and said, man, you need to come to the gym with me. And I was like, no, I'll pay you back. And he goes, no, don't pay me back, just come to the gym with me. And I was like, okay. So I went and tried a Jiu-Jitsu class. And I got smashed. They beat me up, and I'm like, man, I want to go back. And I just kept going back. I fell in love with the sport right away.
He rereke ngā piki, ngā heke me ngā pāneke o te tangata. Ko tētahi āhuatanga o tēnei hā kinakina, o te whawhai, o te pakanga, ka ako katoa koe, he aha ēnā pāneke-tanga. I nā rā ko te kaha ū me te kaha mau o te ihu tatu iho ki tō tuku i tō katoa ki te kaupapa.
It let me see life in a different light and be able to use something that I'm good at, which was fighting. I believe it's obtainable. I just need to put in the work.
Ka hua ke he taumata atua no o te manawa u ia koe ka tīmata ki te takahi hōhonu nei i o waiwai. Te kainga tukinga katoa, te hia kē nei tūrakitanga ka ara anō mai i o puna ki o waiwai. Te korotaha o te titiro ki tētahi mahinga no te riri, ka whakanuitia kētia ki te whakamahia i te wātika.
When I was 19, I sold everything that I had to be able to afford a plane ticket. I had $200 in my pocket, and I moved to the United States, sacrificing, my whole entire life up to that point just to chase my dream. I got the opportunity to fight my pro debut on Bellator. I'm in the middle of my weight cut. I've lost about 15 kilos. And, I'm dead, laying on the bed, trying to go to sleep. My phone was ringing. It was my older sister. Told me that my sister committed suicide that same day. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, I'm serious. I'm standing here with her body right now. I was at the wreck all night. The next day, I just didn't know what to do. It was heartbreaking for me, and at the same time, I had one of the biggest opportunities of my lifetime right in front of me. That fight day, I was just like an empty shell. I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know how to express my feelings, especially in the moment before I have to go to war with somebody. That fight night, I just acted like everything was okay, and I finished the guy in 30 seconds. And then my main focus was just trying to get home and you know, be with my family. So my main drive moving to the United States was the opportunities to be a world champion. Moving here just opened up doors for me.
Ko a tātou Māori e tohu ana I tā tātou e rongo nei, I tā tātou e wehi nei. Kei ia tirohanga tōna rongo maiwhiti, mai ngā wā kua werohia ki ōna angi tūtanga, ta tū iho ki ōna hinganga. Kei ngā wā kāore tātou I te hiwa, I kona rawa ka kitea he aha kei tua I te awe. Mā konei ka riro mā te wairua e kaue me te aha ko koe anō ka ohorere.
Being in California, a lot of people have liberal ideologies. I met my wife 3 years ago. Thank you, babe. I want a big family. She did as well, so that was one of the main things we connected on. And then, you know, we're both against stuff like abortion. A conservative family, to me, is kind of just like the old-fashioned way, you know, like there's the head of the household, who would usually be the father. He'll be the breadwinner, he'll bring home all the money. She'll look after the kids and make the food and clean the house.
This is my wife in a natural habitat.
I hope he got that.
I love women making their own money, but in a household with a husband and kids, one's gonna suffer. I think having the right to bear arms for protection, it should be like a #1 priority. A few years ago, I was selling jewelry right outside one of my favorite restaurants. The guy showed up in a suit. He goes, I have a gun, and he went to go reach for it. I stepped in, I grabbed his hand, I wrapped my other hand around his body, and I lifted him, and I drove his head straight into the concrete. As I lifted him, the gun fired. I had the bullet shrapnel go on my leg. I gave him a good kick to the face, and now I had his gun. His buddy comes running around the corner with his gun drawn, pointing straight at me, and I try to shoot him. I fire the trigger, but the gun's jammed, and the gun didn't fire. They were screaming at me, and they ran away. Being able to not only look after yourself, but look after your family is #1 priority.
Mena e mōhio ana koe ki te hoariri, me te mōhio ki a koe anō. Me kaua koe e wehi I ngā hua o ngā pakanga e hia ki ene. Mena e mōhio ana koe ki a koe anō engari kaua ki tō hoariri. Hei ia wā koe tō ai, ka hingatahi koe. Mena kaore koe I te mōhio ki te hoariri, a ki a koe anō hoki, ka whenumi koe I ia pakanga.
What Jiu-Jitsu did for me is it took me off the street. It gave me a family, and it also taught me discipline and respect. Mixed martial arts is a brutal sport. If you don't put in the time that you need to put in, it shows. If you're not doing those things, and you fight this guy who's doing those things, he's gonna annihilate you. And now it's in front of your family, it's in front of your friends. It will go on national TV sometimes. Your face will be put on their social media with them pummeling your face in. I believe if you work hard and you dedicate yourself, that you can achieve anything you want to achieve.
Ko tahi tangata pea ka koke ki te papa o te riri. Engari I ōna wā, he nui ke atu ngā maruwehi unuhanga taniwha. E tatari ana kia hutakina, e whanga ana kia wātea.
I'm a lot different than other fighters where I don't have to find that thing inside of me that comes out inside the cage. The monster's just always with me. He's just ready. you.